Hey guys, Jalen here, and just this is more of a observation video. This has nothing to do with TF2, full disclosure. So if you're looking for TF2 content, just skip it and wait for the next one. But I feel the need to comment on the state of our society from from a purely love perspective. And I'm not talking romantic love or anything. I'm talking about the two foundational types of love from the original Greek. One is agape, and the other is eros. If you think of love as an arrow coming out of you towards another person, an arrow that just goes straight from you to that person with no strings attached, no conditions, that's agape. That's genuine care and concern and family, fatherhood, motherhood, brotherliness, that kind of stuff. Brotherliness, I guess that's a word. um Brotherhood. Okay. If you think of if you think of eros, that arrow comes out of you towards the other person and then hooks back, and it expects something in return. It's not a pure thing. It has conditions to it, and it's more about yourself than it is about the other person. So if you look at society today and break down the kinds of love you see, there's a common theme, okay? With, I don't want to just decry the entire media, but actresses, actors, and all these hot shots and stuff, and the love that they seemingly show for another person has conditions, and it's more about glorifying themselves. It's more about how can I be the center of attention? How can I, lift myself up in the public's eyes? How can I glorify myself? Whereas agape doesn't do that. It doesn't expect anything in return. It's like you're nothing. When you're the one giving agape, you're nothing. You might as well not exist, and you're doing it purely uh, out of concern for them. So some things that you can associate with the eros mindset are things like, well, I've got to be right in this argument. I've got to win the argument. I've got to be proven right or proven smart here. I've got to one up this person in the conversation about whatever's happening. You know those kinds of people. You tell a story and they've immediately got something like, oh, well, I did something this, like, this big. I got a fish this big, kind of thing. That's symptomatic of that kind of mindset, as opposed to agape, where you don't have to be proven right. You have nothing to prove. You're not here to glorify yourself. It's not about you. Um, and it's just peace. It's pure peace, and it's sometimes it's not going to come easy, but practice makes perfect. And if you have the seed of agape in you, it will grow to be a enormous tree, and all the birds of the skies will flock to it. All many people will flock to you if you exhibit that kind of love, that kind of attitude. So when you see stories in the news and when you interact with people and see these kinds of things, look at it through that lens of, you know, are, what are their intentions? Are they doing it just to feel good, just to, get some high out of it, to get elevated, or are they doing it with no ulterior motives? Agape versus eros. Have agape. Ask me how you get agape. Cheers.